Hiya folks, it's a crazy Englishman here. Hope you and your families are well. For the last at least 30 years, certainly from the 1960s, there's been a consistent and growing attempt, which has been largely successful, in the destruction of the past. Not only a destruction of the past, but a burying of it. It's as if man was suddenly put on the planet in the year 2024 and 23, and we've got to try and work things out from new. Of all of the history of human learning, doesn't matter. We're going to create a brave new world. And this has been deliberate. It's crept into our educational systems, into our universities, which it had to do. Because when you poison the minds of young people, you poison the minds of society. And they don't know any better, because you're destroying the past. A man is building his own Tower of Babel. I'm tired of hearing, certainly in the British media, every single day, all I hear is far right, BBC, far right, far right. I wonder if a left exists. Or a far left. Well, according to the media that feeds us the news, the only political system that exists is far right. I can't see them mentioning left or far left. Quite amazing. They call the demonstrators anti-racist, anti-fascists, freedom of speech. Even in today's media, this very day, they're saying anti-racist demonstrators will be on the streets today to demonstrate against far right. Now, I don't know what side or any side of the political spectrum you are, but try and take a dispassionate step back. Don't you think this is strange? Is it really that polarized? Good and bad is defined by far right or left or far left? Do you really think it's that simple? Because I don't. And I fear and I worry how our minds are being poisoned, and our hatred, emotional arguments, not intellectual arguments, are what is used. I've experienced the do-gooder, shall we say, demonstrators fighting for the good of mankind. I've witnessed them destroying or damaging public buildings for their cause. They're the judges of mankind. 18, 19, 22-year-olds, people who live a sheltered luxury life out in the countryside, are the ones that are out on the streets telling us what is right and what is wrong. They've just come out of university, or they haven't even started, and they're telling us what is right and what is wrong. The young people are now apparently the ones who know it all. And to be fair, many of us oldies are to blame for the reasons why they feel that way and have been allowed, wrapped in cotton wool, to feel that way. I had a discussion with a young man at one of these anti-racist, anti-Nazi demonstrations. He had a table, a fold-up table in the street, and on this was Marxist paperwork. Karl Marx, Marxism, Socialist Worker Party, which strangely seems to be there present in any form of demonstration. You can see the Socialist Worker there. So that basically any demonstration is a good demonstration, no matter what it is. Anyway, let's get back to the point. So I asked this young man, when I say young, I imagine he was about 22, 23. Karl Marx. I said, he's your example, obviously, because you're selling literature with his name emboldened on the front. This man could not even look after his own family. He was an economic parasite off of his own family, never done a day's work. Apparently he was so lazy that he wouldn't even wash. His skin developed boils and rashes because he wouldn't wash. Now you can check this for yourself. What I'm saying is, if a man stood in the street, lazy, hasn't looked after his family, might be gifted intellectually, but he's standing and he's telling you the way that we should change the world, would you listen to him? I don't think you would. I don't think you'd give him the time of day. Yet how is this Karl Marx, although long dead, become so powerful today in Western politics? Why do our Western democracies just give lip service to communism? We hear about the Holocaust, and rightly so. But we never hear the same venom spoken against the evils of communism in the past. How many poor Russian civilians, millions innocent, were killed under communist dictatorship and regimes? China, still under communist regime. Yet our so-called do-gooders on the streets don't come out against communism. strange for me, Nazism, which, let's say, if we're going to talk about numbers, which isn't the right thing to do, but let's say under Nazism, under the Nazi regime, 30 million people died worldwide. Maybe a bit more. But under communism, we're talking about hundreds of millions of people. Yeah, I don't see no marches against communism. I hear marches against Nazism. It's very strange, isn't it, how the West doesn't talk about communism and just gives lip service to it. They worship Karl Marx, a man who couldn't even wash himself, look after his family. Or if they don't know too much about him, they'll certainly know about his politics. See, I will tell you straight now, I do not like communism. I do not like Marxism. I believe they are societal evils. They kill, destroy, enslave people, split communities wherever it's practiced or endorsed. But I love humanity. I love people, right or wrong, disagree with me or agree with me. I say, let's talk. This calling of names out in the streets just doesn't do anything. It really doesn't. I believe in controlled immigration, but I'm not a racist.
Yes.
I believe
With
in the good of the Christian religion, because Christ, its founder, is good and came for humanity. But I respect others that don't or choose not to believe, as did Christ, as does the church. At my time of life, I never, ever could have believed in my wildest dreams of the darkness that society is walking into. I only read it in dystopian novels. George Orwell's 1984 seemed like a fairy tale. Aldous Huxley's A Brave New World seemed like a fairy tale. But now it's a living reality. Alexander Solzhenitsyn, who knew under Russian communism and lived under communism, warned the West. Now I recommend you to look up his life. One of my heroes, long dead, warned the West, having escaped from communism, could see where the West wouldn't learn, would bury it, and as a prophet He speaks today, as many do. One of the things he said, which I'd like to bring up, because I want to end this message on a message of hope. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We have learned through human history, we've learned through the passing down of wisdom, we've learned from mistakes of the past. Or sorry, we should learn from mistakes of the past. There's a wealth of knowledge that our ancestors have bequeathed us, but it's been buried under political extremism, ideological extremism. The hope is the Christian church, which this country and Europe was built on, and could have progressed much further and learned much more from its mistakes. But we turned our back on it. We turned our back on Christ. So I will call out or say to you what Christ said and is still saying: come to him, for he is the way, the truth and the life. He is the creator of all things. He knows what's best for us. He wants to lead us from the darkness into the light. He is the truth. He is the way. Not politics, not the right, not the left, not the centre. All man is doing is building another Tower of Babel, and it will crumble and it will be torn down. So come to the Saviour, come to the light and enjoy life and live life. This is the Christian message. This is the gospel. This is salvation, and this is hope. This is life. This is peace. This is joy. So this is the crazy Englishman. I'm now signing off. Speak to you again soon. And remember, where there is faith, hope springs. And when faith and hope are nurtured in love, we can do all things for the beautiful and for the truth. God bless.